So we want to kind of put some kind of, make a contribution to having more equity in the arts, because we speak about, social justice and equity in other places, but I think it stems much farther than, us just getting along and us just, being nice to, and us, not, being impeded upon our Black bodies, not being impeded upon by police brutality, but it's also equity in the arts, which is kind of at the top of, the food chain. The arts is how we see images, it's how we see ourselves, it's how we hear ourselves. So to make sure we have equity in the arts is a huge deal and a huge focal point for APAC. Our main disciplines that we work in is literature arts, performing arts, and filmmaking. So the APAC Media Arts Workshop pretty much has 3 separate modules. We have intro to production, intro to camera operating, and intro to post-production. So through these workshops, participants pretty much will learn how to do a small scale production from start to finish, from A to Z. So we would teach them, in the first module, they would pretty much learn the history. It would be more research-based. They pretty much learn the history of production, the history of film, the history of photography, and how these things pretty much started and how they were done before the digital age.
Going from APAC Media intern to APAC Media staff was a very empowering experience for me. I was able to really, put myself to the test and be tasked with more responsibilities compared to being an intern, where what we were learning was helpful, but more so surface level and just like an exposure to like photography and videography.
The APAC internship affected me in this way. Basically, I just got exposed to like a lot of, I'm sorry.
It's all right.
APAC has impacted me, just basically exposed me to the field of production, like in general. That includes event production, film production. Also just like show me that there's more people like involved in that field than I realized. And it's cool seeing like everybody just work together on something.
And I see APAC with 20 plus team members, 50 plus events a year. I would say at least 5 programs happening within the educational system, because that's something we also want to embark on, is arts education and after school programs and workshops. So I see APAC being a beaming light in 10 years, and I would say definitely a guiding light for the underserved community and underserved artists.